For this week's CD-ROM-a-thon, we don't actually have a game, we have a new piece of hardware. It's the Sega Nomad for Genesis. Now listen to this. It's an actual Game Gear type piece of hardware, has all the controls there, ABC, XYZ, directional pad, but what kind of games does it play? Sega Genesis, which includes over 500 titles. Now listen to this. It has a separate Control 2 input. It has a brightness switch, volume and headphone jack. It has an AV out so you can hook it up to your regular television, and, you know, an AC adapter. Listen to this. It's great. It's a great idea. Any game you want on the Genesis can be played on this thing. The only thing I don't like about it is, where was this thing a year ago when it would have been wicked? Now, amidst all the CD-ROM games, this sort of thing is out of date, but they just came up with it. And I love it, but where was it when I wanted it? So I'm gonna have to give it 4 Gs out of 5. Great piece of hardware, full color screen, but should have been here a while ago.
Ever wonder how so much anime and manga gets over to North America? So did we. Manga Entertainment told us that a big plane brings it over. We thought there was more to the story, so we kept digging and discovered it really does come over on a big plane. Go figure.
Okay, I'm here with Lawrence Guinness, he works for Manga Entertainment as Director of Acquisition, Production, and Development. Now, what does that mean?
Okay, I'm responsible for acquiring, that means buying programs and films, everything that manga releases.
What do you look for when you're looking for an anime series?
We're looking for, I mean, the manga ethos, the manga style now has become synonymous with action, with incredible imagination, with explosive action, with camera angles that you could hardly ever do in real life with a real camera. We're looking for things that make the most use of animation, things that could never be done in live action, things that give a bold vision of the future, things that are dynamic, things that are technological entertainment. That's what we're looking for, technological entertainment, things with cutting-edge style, with incredible music, incredible graphics, that we can release, that we can produce and promote, you know, and I think that's what our audience is looking for too.
How does the production of an anime film differ from the production of a live-action film?
Well, the fundamental difference with animation is everything is created by a human hand. These are kind of handcrafted, hand-built films. There's no live actors, everything is drawn, everything is imagined, everything is crafted by teams of people. You've got, you know, anything upwards of 100 people working on these films for between 12 to 18 months, even up to 3 years in some cases. At the moment, I'm working on some really exciting films. Our next thing that we're going to be releasing is the Street Fighter TV series, which we'll be finding some great music for. We'll be finding some great actors for the voices. It's going to be a very exciting series. We're looking to find the very best technological entertainment, high drama, high action, big imagination, things that can be produced that you can't do in live action. Explosive, dynamic, entertaining, animated films that are aimed at adult audiences. We're not making films for kids here. We're making films for sophisticated audiences that want and appreciate the dynamic style, the cutting-edge, innovative style that manga is all about. The future of the kind of anime we want to produce is finding great scripts, great music, working with the most talented directors in Japan, and bringing together, you know, creating a fusion of ideas, imagination, and using new technologies to produce more, you know, more cutting-edge entertainment, more fantastic animated entertainment. The biggest production challenge for us is in really bringing together, making it happen, finding the great scripts, working with directors, making them see how big the audience is outside of Japan, inspiring people, inspiring directors and writers, musicians to believe in the future of animated entertainment for adult, sophisticated audiences.
From the Book of Tea, citing a Ming author, a translation at its best is only the reverse side of a brocade. All the threads are there, but not the subtlety of color or design. Domo. Torrance Smith is trying to correct this problem at Dark Horse.
Whoa, when did the anti-gravity room get so zen? Lighten up, you guys. Carry on. You'll never take my baby! Ah!
Hi, my name is Torrance Smith. I'm the president of Studio Proteus, and here we are in San Francisco. We publish Japanese comics called manga, along with Dark Horse Comics, and it's a very interesting world, and I think you'll be very interested to find out about it. Back in 1982, I'd been writing some comic books, and a friend of mine showed me some Japanese animation, a thing called Cagliostro Castle. And that's by Miyazaki, and it was just incredible. I couldn't believe it. I'd never seen anything like it. And when I found out that there were comics to go with these great Japanese animation things, I was in heaven. I'd say the primary difference between manga and most North American, or in general worldwide comics, is that manga comes from a completely different background. I mean, a completely different cultural background, social background, and so they just take a different approach to things.
Our intended audience is basically anyone who is interested in entertainment, because that's what these comics are. They're not comic books the way you remember them. These are comic books that are pure entertainment. Just as if you'd walk into a video store and look for a good movie, there's all kinds of movies there, everything you could imagine. In Japanese comics, there's everything you can imagine.
The actual translation of the comics from Japanese into English is one of our greatest challenges, of course, the languages being so completely and totally different. I think that we make a real strong effort to make the translations as idiomatic as possible, with the idea behind it being, what are these comics? They're entertainment. And you don't want entertainment to be hard to understand. You don't want it to be hard to read. You want the person to read it and get the same experience in English that he got when he was reading it in Japanese. I think that the best artist in America right now for doing manga-style artwork is, without a question, Adam Warren. This is his latest series, Fatal But Not Serious, in full color. And as you can see, the man really knows what he's doing. Really knows how to draw in the manga style. I was looking at expanding the comic book audience in America. I think the people that were reading comic books at the time needed something different. I think there were people out there that wanted to read comic books but weren't really finding what they wanted. And here was something that was different.
This just in. The newest expansion set for Magic: The Gathering debuts on September 22nd, with a pre-release tournament being held in 70 cities worldwide. After decades in the background, the Daily Bugle gets its own comic in October. Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld are touring comic book stores as part of Heroes Reborn, the relaunch of some legendary Marvel heroes.
Comicopia, Art Adams, and more mail than you can shake a wakizashi at. Up next. What's this stuff?